Hello guys, and today we have another review, mainly because next week is going to be pretty tough because they literally delayed every test to next week. But yeah, it's another review and it's on the Nerf Alpha Strike Stinger, a cheap jolt and a quite interesting blaster. Let's talk about it after this intro. So you might have noticed new format, but not really. I switched around the bed, the table and everything, so the firing test is going to be looking a bit different, and that's this. You of course see the door and you see the wall, but the blast is actually going to be right here, so it's going to be perfect. And of course I'm not filming head on because the chaos corner is over there. Although yeah, it's probably going to stay like this, but we still have a lot of tests. But without further ado, let's get onto this blaster. There is not much to talk, but I'll still manage to stretch it out somehow. Starting at the front, we have a single exposed barrel that you put darts into, and the darts stick out a bit, but it's nothing too bad. At the top we have a kind of a fake tactical rail, just a cool design they have on most Alpha Strike blasters. And we have the grip and the trigger. Yeah, not very much to talk, as I said. The grip is basically a cylinder that does have this elongated part and these two little flaps. These give you a little bit of an extra grip and a bit of a more confirming grip, and they do work. The rest of the grip is not great, but it works. If I had something of a grip like this on a bigger blaster, or actually any bigger than this, it would be a horrible grip. But since this is so small and so freaking light, this is a perfect grip for this blaster. Genuinely, I like the grip. It's comfy. And because there is no finger guard, it gives you a little bit extra space. There is a problem though, but we'll talk about the priming. The trigger is a standard bottom mounted trigger that does actually this little lever here, and is basically the catch. It does use a plastic spring, but I don't know how they would fit a metal spring in this blaster. Overall, the trigger is not good. I mean, just look at this. Prime, fire. The trigger is not great, but it's not actually bad, and it's the best one that is on a jolt because it is actually a pretty wide trigger, thus meaning you have a lot of extra space for your finger, which is really nice. As I said, you just put the dart in and down to the prime. The prime is decent. It does have a slightly wider T-pull than a jolt, meaning it will be easier to pull, but the prime is a bit cheaper feeling. And also there is this sound. Or no. Now it doesn't give you the sound. But sometimes it does have a slightly breathing, or I don't know, it makes a noise, but for some reason now it does not. The prime is smooth, it's easy, and it's pretty nice. You just fire like that. Easy, load, prime, fire. I just realized you couldn't see me fire, but it fired into the blanket. Let's talk design and plastic quality. Okay, first we'll talk about plastic quality. It's cheap. It's actually not that squishy, let me tell you, but it does creak. But it's nothing too bad, and for how small and light it is, the plastic quality is actually pretty decent. Also, especially for the price. This costs around $3 and or €3 over here. It's about the same, and yeah, it's a good price. Unlike the Ace from the Elite 2.0 lineup, which is basically worse in every single way, but it costs more. Oh, and one more thing about the prime. If you prime with your hand just normally, you might push up your ring finger at the priming at the trigger and you'll not be able to prime. That's because of the way the trigger works, you can just fire by doing this. Basically what you're doing is depriming the blaster. Now this could very easily be fixed by just holding the blaster really tightly, or not that much tightly, but you know, still fixable. Or you can just pull off your middle finger, or flip off your enemies, or just all your fingers and hold them up against the barrel. It is a bit weird and a bit bad, but I got so used to it that it is not a problem to me. Again, let's talk looks. The looks, it has a fake tactical barrel, this orange piece that you can pull off. That you can pull. Okay, I can't pull it off, but basically it looks just like a jolt under it. It's a bit sharp plastic, so I can't really get it off right now, and I never actually did, so I don't want to break it. It does have a fake rail up there, this orange piece, the Nerf logo, the warnings on the other side, some black pieces, orange pieces. Surprisingly, it does have paint on the Nerf logo, which is crazy to me. But yeah, overall the design is very minimal, but this blaster is just minimal. So yeah, let's go fire it. The firing test will be a bit different, maybe a bit worse. Okay, so I'll fire at that pillow over there. 8 darts that are the X-Shot air pocket darts or waffle head darts, and I'm shooting at the pillow and not at the target because they can fall very easily in between the bed, and I don't want to get darts out of there. And also some darts might ricochet into my monitor, so not perfect, but I like this. I might get an airsoft target a bit better. But yeah, let's go shoot it. So the firing test was not nearly as bad as I thought it would be. The filming part. The blaster is completely fine. Now the blaster doesn't shoot the best. It shoots a bit less than the Jolt, talking about mid-50s to somewhere in the 60s. So not the most powerful thing ever, but it's an emergency shot. If you use it, it will probably not be in a close distance. So overall, it is a pretty dang good blaster. Let's talk about the pros. So of course, the first pro of this blaster is it comes with 8 darts, it's very cheap, it shoots well, and it's a Jolt. The only problems are you cannot open it to mod it, but this is a Jolt, you probably don't mod Jolts. And also, well, it's the priming problem. That is a problem, even though it's very easily avoidable. It's very avoidable. You can go around it very easily, and yeah. So overall, my opinion, this blaster is, if you see it, want to buy it. If you don't have a Jolt, buy it. I don't have a Jolt, although this is my brother's, but I don't have a Jolt, so yeah, great. Anyways, I can't review this blaster because I was testing out this format and I was like, hey, I won't really have time next week to film, why not just film an additional video now? Plus also my video is not doing great this week. Either way, I hope you like this format, and let me tell you, once I get the Nerf ball or the pegboard, this is going to look way better. It's going to be like right over here. Perfect size. And later on it's gonna be the whole ball. But before that it's going to just be this plain old ball. Then just 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Yeah. I hope we can get to that, and I hope you see me do that. If you want to see a video when I do that, well then, subscribe, turn on those notifications, and maybe like and comment. I would really appreciate that. let me just tell you, one subscribe really makes my day. Anyways, my name is Nixie, and bye bye.